All right, we're here with Wes Mena, Road to the Title 3 contestant. Your fight just dropped. The excitement is flowing. How good does it feel to be you right now?
It feels good, man. The experience, man. It's been great, man. I just love the experience, man. I've got to meet new people. The whole experience overall was just amazing, bro. Just being up on that stage was like second to none, man. I enjoyed every minute of it.
That's awesome, man. I know you've come a long way to get to here where you are today. Let's go
Yeah.
right back to the beginning. Let's start as Wes the toddler. Where did you grow up, and how was your life growing up?
So I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. My dad and my mom are from Dominican Republic. I'm Dominican. I speak fluent Spanish.
Okay.
I was born in just about 45 minutes north of Boston, this city called Lawrence, Massachusetts. A lot of Hispanics over there. I was raised by my dad. So with my mother, it's just me and my sister. With my dad, it's like what, eight of us.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a big family. Raised up north, of like a Hispanic home. Yeah, so we raised up there, and then eventually when I was like 9 years old, we migrated down to Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so yeah,
How was that move? Do you feel that it kind of shaped you who you were? I mean, because going from Boston, kind of in the north to the south, is quite a difference in culture.
yeah, man. So so honestly, it was just like more like my mom wanted a better life for me and my sister.
Hmm.
So like she eventually got divorced from my dad, and she I ended up meeting somebody in Georgia, and so we finally made a move. We struggled on my upbringing.
Hmm.
My mom just wanted a better life for us. And then she eventually actually just bought a big house out in Georgia, and excuse me, by yeah, like I was 9 years old, moved down there. Me and my sister got into school. It was great, man. It was just I got into sports. Moved down there. Just a culture difference because it's like in Boston, it was just always snowing. The
Hmm.
snow was like up to like my knees. And then we got to Georgia, it's always hot, always warm. And then like they're very big in sports, like football, you know, baseball, basketball, all that stuff. So I was really into that. So it was just like I started maybe sports when I was like maybe about 13, 14 years old. I started a little late.
Okay.
Yeah, so like being in Boston, coming down to Georgia, it was really culture shock because it was like people talk different out here in the South from
Hmm.
up north, and then the way they did things, and then they had like Waffle Houses, and they didn't have that up there,
Yeah.
So there's certain things were like a lot different, and just the weather was awesome. I enjoyed the weather over here. It was
Yeah.
just, oh man, being able to like wake up early and having to shovel that snow, even when I was young, watching my dad do that, and my mom go through that. It was just, oh my God, give me
Yeah.
away. So it was, I enjoyed living in Boston. First of all, I'm a Boston fan, so I got all that stats. I got the
Hmm.
Red Sox, I got the Celtics, I got the Patriots, so diehard Boston fan. And then when I came to Georgia, obviously, like, I didn't like the sports, but yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you ever catch yourself with a Boston accent? Because I know it's quite pronounced.
I do not actually
No.
like, I came to Georgia when I was like 9 years old, so
Yeah.
I'm glad I missed out on that. Like I don't care for that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
talk different, yeah.
They do for sure. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of student were you? And I know you said that you got drawn into sports kind of in your early teens, and was that a good outlet for you to release all that energy you had built up?
Yeah, so like I was in like I was a big first of all, I was a big child. I was bigger than everybody around me for the most part.
Hmm.
I was really into sports. Um the kind of student, I was a good student. I was more of a class clown too. I was always the person to like get by. Like, I had the grades of like a C plus student. I've always had trouble with my grades. I was always into like sports, sports, sports. Just being, from Georgia and growing up in that culture, it was just always like football and stuff like that. And I always wanted to be part of stuff like that. But I did not have the grades growing up. Man, I just squeaked by. And, all the kids that are watching out there, man, do go to school, stay in your books. Cause I've probably been in a better position later, like earlier in life where I am now. But like just being able to just look back on certain things, like I wish I would have studied more on the books so I can focus more on my career. I probably would have been a little bit better off had I, focused on the school and whatnot. But yeah, man, I was just, a kid just, going by with school and grades, and I just, just squeaked by, So yeah,
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
you got into wrestling and
hmm
football. Talk to me about how that's helping you now and that transition into power slap.
Okay, so when I was, first of all, I actually didn't start wrestling until my eighth grade in, actually, I take that back. Like seven, yeah, yeah, eighth grade. Eighth grade was when I my first year ever getting into wrestling. I was always on the basketball team, so I made the basketball team my seventh grade year. And then one day, like, the next year, eighth grade came around, I didn't make the basketball team. They're like, hey, you should just do wrestling. I have a coach named Matt Ferrari. He was like, hey, just come and do wrestling, try it out. I'm like, wrestling? I don't want to do wrestling. Like, whatever. Man, when I tell you I came out there, I got my butt whooped. But when the season started, I learned, like, he was like, hey, just learn how to do this glass double, or it was like certain things like that that he made me like learn. So I learned just doing the wrestling aspects, and man, when I tell you I came so successful so quick, I ended up being like 30 and like one or 30 and 0. I was undefeated my eighth grade year, first year ever doing wrestling, and then transitioning to football, it just made me into a better football player. I did football, ninth grade year. I was bigger than everybody, man. I was bigger for my size. I just like I was what? I was probably like 6'1", 200, 40, 50 pounds, ninth grade year. I was a big cat for like my size, my weight. I was really literally stronger than almost everybody around me. Did wrestling, did the football thing, and then just being able to transition that into like wrestling made me a better football player because I was able to have a low gravity. I got underneath the tackles, and I played D tackle. So doing that, man, it just prepared me to just be a better athlete. Like I had great stamina. I was literally on my way to be a Division 1 football player real quick. Um, Doing that whole wrestling thing, and and then even transitioning that into high school, like I became like what was it, so like my junior year I got third in the state. Senior year I got like second. I lost in the finals of the state at 285 at heavyweight. I was a really strong, fast rising heavyweight. I was started beating people I wasn't supposed to beat, and that's what got, like, I had wrestling scholarships, football scholarships were coming. I just did not have the grades. I ended up going to junior college because I did not have the grades. I had Coastal Carolina, Clemson, Tulane. I had some big time schools offering me, Texas Tech. I had those schools looking at me. I just did not have the grades, so I had to go junior college. I ended up going to Coffeyville Community College in Kansas. That place was like known for like some of the best athletes in the country. They had a 12 out of state rule, so you can be from out of state, but like you can only a certain amount of out of staters can make the team. And if you didn't make the team, you were still on the on the practice squad on the team. You would just be showing film, like practice film, to these Division 1 schools and whatnot. Because it was tough, man. It had a 12 out of state rule, so then the rest was only out of Kansas. Um, we had some of the best athletes in the world. So looking back, some of those guys that went to Kansas with me, they are like a lot of them went to the NFL. My roommate Sylvester Williams, he got drafted first round to the Denver Broncos, ended up winning a Super Bowl. So being around like that camaraderie, from wrestling to football, being, from the South, from Georgia, I had like a chip on my shoulder because like, I came to junior college route. I was like, you know what, this is not for me. I'm thriving, but I'm not mentally there. So I was like, I see all my friends going to these big Division 1 schools, and I'm over here in Kansas. And it's like a restart. Like I had to literally grind my way back up to Division 1. So they had this rule where like it had to be like you had to get your associate's degree to go Division 1. I did not go that way. I was like, man, I do not want to be here in Kansas. So I ended up going to Division 2 school called Virginia Union University. It's an HBCU. They're Division 2, and they're located in Richmond, Virginia. I ended up going there. I ended up balling out there. And I was like, wow, this is easy. Like, I started balling out there, had a great successful run out there. And then from there, I did not make it to the league, unfortunately. I had all these friends that made it to the league. But going through that whole transition, just sports wise, and not really being mentally focused, challenged me to like bring all that eventually into power slap. I actually ended up having a mixed martial arts fight. So after I did all the football thing, it didn't work out for me. I actually had a MMA fight. I had my first MMA fight. I ended up losing by decision. So we had like I think like 3 5-minute rounds. It was like an amateur fight I had, and I ended up losing by decision. But you can actually look back if you type in my name, Wes Mena, on YouTube. You should be able to pop up my MMA fight on there. I was like maybe like 26, 27 or so when I had that fight. But it was a great experience being able to train with, American Top Team in Atlanta, being able to train with Chris Beast Boy Barnett, my boy. He's in the UFC as a heavyweight right now. He actually has a heavyweight fight coming up. So like being in with dogs like that, Diego Lima, the Lima brothers out there in the American Top Team in Gwinnett, it was great. I was around some killers, man. So we'd spar. I'm training with Chris, and then he's going viral with these kicks and everything. So it was great being around that and just being sparring, getting hit in the face. All that just transitioned to like me being in Power Slap. Like it was a great experience, man. I was used to being hit in the face. Like people always said that I was like a mini me Brock Lesnar. Like I was fast. I was strong. I'm benching 475 pounds out of high school. Out of college, I'm benching 500. I'm squatting damn near almost 800 pounds, bro. Power cleaning 385. I had the numbers up there. I was running a 4.940, and I'm damn near 300 pounds. Like I had the NFL Combine I had 31 reps on the 225. I was a big guy. Um, and if you can look back on like my Instagram, like social media, stuff like that, you can see I was actually a lot bigger. So like now I was at a point where I was like 400 pounds. Um, I got so big, being and doing the bodyguard profession, eating at night, being with clients late at night, and just like working nonstop and just having this unhealthy lifestyle, bro. And it just got really bad. So I ended up transitioning to being almost 400 pounds to now I'm 240 pounds. So just all that eventually prepared me to being on Power Slap mentally, physically. Now I'm at a great space in my life where like I can control my weight, I can control my eating. I got back right mentally, and it's been great so far.
Yeah, I mean, dude, phenomenal, man. Sounds like you've been around,
Yeah.
top level athletes your entire
Yeah.
career. You've been within striking distance, like you said, as a wrestler,
Yeah.
and playing football, being that close. I mean, a lot of people don't even realize. I mean, Division 2's no slouch either. There's, very select, maybe 1% of all football players ever make it to that level, or probably
Yeah.
less than that, 0.1%. So,
Yeah.
but you definitely don't sell yourself short on that. I mean, you've got a resume that is, squeaky clean, picture perfect for what Power Slap should be recruiting. So, I commend you for that and everything
Appreciate
that you've
that.
done to get here.
Yeah.
Do you kind of feel like this is your time? And I mean, I don't want to say this
Yeah.
the wrong way, but it's like, you football, wrestling, MMA, you got very close, but you didn't make it all the way. But you feel
Hmm.
that this is now your time. Power Slap is made for you, and this
Yeah.
is your moment to shine.
Yeah, man, Power Stop, this is like my moment, bro. Like I'm just going full fledged, 100% full force because it's like I should have made it to the NFL. I have a lot of friends that played in the league. I've been around some monstrous athletes that made me better as a person. So like having being what I know now can transition into like power slap. I can know how to train. I can know how to, mentally prepare myself, for these slaps that I'm about to get. Because most of these people that, they already saw me on my slap, they didn't know you can get knocked out with a slap. You can. And it's brutal. So you honestly got to be mentally focused, man. So it's like you can have all the muscles you have in the world, bro, but if you're not physically there mentally, like this is not for you. You know what I'm saying? And I embrace the violence. I've always been a violent person. I've always, I just love physical contact, bro. I love it. Like I love that. And it's just like it brings the beast out of me. Like when I'm backed up into the corner, that's when I'm at my best, you know? And just I've been like that my whole life. I should have been a two-time state champion back in high school. I should have been a Division 1 athlete, and it's just looking back at all that, it's just like I have that aggression, still that chip on my shoulder, and it's just like that, just like now is my time, bro. And I just feel it. I feel like I have everything that I brought to the table. As you can see with my first match, you saw that aggression, you saw physicality out of me, and it's just like, man, I just embraced it. I just think this is my time right now, bro. I don't see none of these guys, really stopping me, bro. I feel like that match that I had should have went a different way. Had I not flinched, quote unquote, I barely moved my head, bro. Had I been able to strike him next after eating up his hit after he clubs me, I had that juice. I feel like I would have had that fire. I would have had that brick to his face right then and there. But being that he hit me twice right there in a row, bro, it took a lot out of me. And I give props to James. Like he had a heavy slap. But had I had that turn to go and get my slap in there before he hit that strike, I would have knocked him the fuck down, bro. Um, and it would have been a different story. But
Mhm.
yeah, just being able to transition from all that stuff I had in my life and being around some monster athletes, it prepared me to be in power slap, 100%. So I'm feel like I'm built for this. I'm not made for this. I'm built for this, and I'm just ready, and I'm ready to take the heavyweight division by storm, bro.
Yeah, man, love the confidence, and I think you're right. In a really good spot. Talk to me about now. You've been on the show. Tell me, what's the day in the life of you look like? Because I know you're a business owner as well. Maybe explain
Yeah.
to us a little bit about that. The bodyguard thing and how you got in that, and how you amassed the client list that you had, and really like what is it? What does the day in life look like for you?
Man, the day in the life, man, I get up early, bro. So like I'm early, so I might be at the gym at like 5 in the morning. LA Fitness, I'm there. Sauna, treadmill. I'm going hard. Sometimes if I don't make an LA Fitness, I'm at a gym in Atlanta with my other bodyguard buddies, and we're going hard, bro. We're going hard. This is not for the weak hearted. You cannot just show up in our workout, bro, because you will get left behind. So I'm around some monstrous athletes, some big time guys. If anything, I'm the smallest guy, but they know what's up with me. They know I come with that bang, with that experience, and you know, um, they know I'm willing to put my life on the line if I have to. But a day in the life, I'm getting up in the gym, bro. After the gym, I'm working out. Honestly, bro, I don't leave the house until like unless I'm getting paid. So after I'm work done working out, I'm getting a nice good breakfast, and then if I usually I get like clients call me sporadically. They just randomly. I might get I need, oh Wes, I need you for a music video. I might need you to go to the mall with me. Like I have guys with $500,000 worth of jewelry on. I have rappers hit me up every now and then. You don't name it, bro. I done been with the best of the best rappers in the industry. Your favorite rapper I done been with. I don't like to name names and drop names because it's like I feel like, that's just puts a target and I'm not gonna do that. But athletes, man, just being around that, my lane, I was able to being around a lot of NFL guys and being with this client named Mac Wilson out of Alabama. Being him, he went to Alabama, got drafted, went to Cleveland. Then he was with my team with the Patriots. So being around like guys like him, especially in Alabama, that circle of Alabama, those guys are some crazy athletes. um it's like every Alabama athlete I've been are already in the league. So being around Mac Wilson, he was able to like, yo, Wes, I see what you're doing. I see you with these rap artists, but you now you want to transition to these athletes, and and you know what? I can help you with that. And man, being around him, showing my face, being around football games, being in the not just per se the locker room, but being close to those guys and hanging out with those guys, being out, because a lot of these guys like to, have fun during the off season. So during the off season, they like to party and whatnot, have fun, and it's okay to do that. So with Mac, he was able to just bring me along and just show me, and hey, this is my teammate such and such. Hey, this is Jalen Waddle. This is Devontae Smith. This is a lot of these Alabama guys, and they're everywhere, bro. Isaiah Buggs to Henry Ruggs to, man, you name it, bro. I've been around Marcel Darius, Sylvester, a lot of these Alabama guys, and them seeing me, oh, you're with Mac Wilson, that's my guy. Hey, yeah, I need you. I'm in Atlanta. I need you as a bodyguard. Da da da. So just word of mouth and people seeing me in these pictures. So like I was no handouts. I got it out the mud. I earned it. These guys saw how I move. I move real militant. Like I don't play, bro. I charge a lot of money, bro. So it's just um I don't mess around. I'm not like a guy that's, you know, having my client and on the phone and stuff like that. I move real militant because I've been in situations, especially with these rappers, where I've been in, life or death situations. It's like you, bro, you gotta be with it, and then being with these athletes, they like to, showcase their money sometimes. They like to wear the jewelry, the Rolex, the Audemars APs and stuff like that. So it's okay to do that, but have a guy that's with you watching that, have that professional eye, because at the end of the day, if you got robbed, if you got end up in jail, if you got beat up, then I'm not doing like then I'm being a disservice. Like my job is to keep you from doing all that. So being that that bodyguard just transitioned me mentally, physically. Just being able to be around all these athletes and network, being I got all these guys now, bro. If you look at my viewers, anytime I upload a story, I have damn near so many blue check marks, and I'm not talking about the blue check marks that people buy. I have some big time names looking at my story, and if I'm actually Corey, I'm gonna actually send you a look at video so you can see who's watching, and you'll be like, oh wow, she's watching or he's watching. Oh wow, like yeah. So it's just like I was able to develop that rapport with these athletes, even with Javante Tank Davis. I've been around Floyd Mayweather, bro. These guys, networking is just so key. I really believe network is your net worth. And that's how I'm able to build my clientele, bro. And being able to network and be around the right people, the right rooms, and just able to like network and knowledge and listen to these people. And because like I'm being around these millionaires, like my phone is worth at least $100 million worth of contracts, contacts, and it's like I want to be able to be put in these rooms where I can, learn from these guys. So I just try to put myself in that position to learn and to be successful around these guys, and that's where I am today, bro. I have my own business, and and it's been great so far.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, great story. I mean, Mac Wilson, the guy I believe that went, relatively late in the draft, like you said, to
Yeah.
Cleveland, transitioned to New England. Isn't he in Arizona right now?
Arizona now, yes sir.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually starting his right there, right with Kaiser Wright. It's gonna be a duo right there, man. I can't wait
Nice.
for him to just showcase and show back the NFL like, hey, they've been sleeping on this guy,
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm ready for him
100%.
to,
I mean, yeah, young guy. I mean, I think there's a lot of really good learning there, and I
yeah,
actually think if people actually listen to what you just said, there's a lot that can be dissected there. You talked about your network being your net worth. I think there's an
yeah.
incredible quote that you just dropped. I love everything about you, man. I love the aura, the mentality that you have. I don't want to give too much away from what's happening in the show going
Sure.
forward, but can you tell me what can people expect from you for the rest of the show and/or in your future in Power Slap?
They can expect to me, just be a humble guy, to be honest, bro. I'm a really good guy at the end of the day, bro. I'm very approachable. I don't have no ego. You can just always come talk to me. Hey, Wes, such and such. There's already been guys on the show asking me for jobs and stuff, and I humbly, will be like, hey, if there's a situation and whatever it present itself, I got you. I don't have no ego, bro. Like I want everybody to win at the end of the day. Um, as far as the show, man, it's been great being able to just be in the house with those guys, man, from all over the world, and just able to just learn, just even learning things from like my mother, like, she instilled certain things when I was young, like cleaning up after yourself, like washing the dishes, like stuff like that come a key role into like being in the house that I was in. And it's just like there's a lot of slobs, and it's like I'm very OCD, as you can tell in the actually episodes as time goes on. Me and Pono are like the guys that we're like we're just like the top guys. We're like the guys that we're like the head guys. We're like just making sure everything is going smooth. We're cleaning the kitchen. We're cooking. We're just being interactive with other guys, and it's just smooth sailing. Like I love that guy Pono, man. He's awesome guy. He's the type of guy I would welcome into my life for the whole rest of my life. He's a good cat, man. I love that guy. And just like me and him have like the same upbringing, the same morals, the same principles, so being around someone and meeting somebody like him of Hawaiian descent, and that dude, he's I love being around guys like that. So expect to see certain things in the house with me and Pono, and just me and him having the same mentality, compared to these other guys in the house. And it's just like you can tell I'm not gonna say that, oh, we're, brought up all good and everything, but you could just tell the difference. Like we're a lot older. We know certain things. We know how to move. You could tell that we have experience under our belt compared to these younger guys. And it's just like, you'll be able to tell that in the show.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you, giving us that foresight. One last one for you. Where can people follow you on social? I know you talked about that IG, so make sure people
Yeah.
know where they can follow you.
Social, so I'm very active on my Instagram. It's RM underscore protection underscore LLC. That's the name of my company. RM is for Robert Mena, which is my first and last name. Wes is my middle name. I go by Wes, Big Wes. Everybody knows me by. But it's RM underscore protection underscore LLC. You can catch me there. I'm not really big on Twitter or X on that stuff, but you can catch me there.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you joining me. Hopefully, we got many more of these interviews to come.